Alright boys, we're going to talk about the future of Lost Ark, and I guess the best way to start this first is, let's look at all the characters we have here. So this is every single class in the game. Right now we got 15. On the top right here, we're missing the launch. These are the classes that we're missing. So we've got Scouter, Summoner, Arcana, Lancemaster, Reaper, and Destroyer. And then we've got Artist down here. All these unreleased classes. Those will be coming out over the next year or two, probably. And each time a class comes out, they make a big event of it. We usually get a class boost. It's like a power pass, but usually at higher tiers. I'm assuming that around Volton or August release, when we do get the first class, I think we'll either get a Yawn or a Phaeton power pass. Just a guess. Eventually, later on, when they come in with more classes, I think we actually eventually get T3 power passes. So while we're talking about class releases, it's called Arkpass. This is the second Arkpass, and I've completed it. And there's 3 different tiers, so this is going to be a thing. I don't know if it will change it for NA. So the first tier is free. I'm pretty sure. This is free, I think. Yeah. So if you just play the game and you just play it weekly, you get all these materials for free. So there's many different things. Upgrade materials, extra Una quests, extra weekly Una quests, instant completions, card packs, battle items, gem boxes, pirate coins, heaps of pirate coins, yeah. Little things like that, yeah? Okay, and this tier, this one is a paid tier. So if you pay 15, so at the time it was like 15,001, which is like close to 15 US, just a little less. You get more of the same, really, more of the same. There's materials, card packs, and you get a mount at the end. It's also reindeer. And then the last tier, this was the most expensive one. This was like close to 50 US. You get a login background, you get costumes. Yeah. The reason why I went into my artist is that I wanted to show this. HyperExpress, because I applied HyperExpress to her. So at some point, maybe I'm going to guess around Vicus or Kukul Satan or Broshaza. We're going to get one of these maybe. So HyperExpress is this catch-up mechanism they introduce every now and then when a new class releases. It won't be for every class, there's no way. But we might get 1 or 2 over the next 2 years maybe. You get lots of these catch-up materials. And as you hit these gear milestones, so it starts at 1302, 1325, 40, 55, 70, 85, 1400, 15, 30, 45. You get gold, silver, upgrade materials, leapstones, and engraving books. So it helps you get your new class up and running. What else is there? Store Express. If you start a character from the very scratch and you level throughout the story entirely, you get a lot of upgrade materials. So that's HyperExpress and Store Express. Just those are 2 things that are coming. Alright, so right now in Punika, you guys only have like what, the Chaos Dungeon and Guardian Raids and the Abyss Dungeon. Well, we got all these other things. I'll show you what they are. So first things first, Challenge Guardians. On a weekly rotation, I think it's a weekly or fortnightly rotation, 3 different Guardians from any tier. Normalized content, you get all these materials. These are all roster bound. Similarly, we have Challenge Abyss. So Challenge Abyss Dungeons, also on a weekly or fortnightly rotation, I think. Yeah, a lot of upgrade materials from here that you can catch up, help your ults catch up. Abyss Raid. So August is coming out soon, this month or next month. A nice set bonuses from here. And legendary accessories. These, so interesting enough, the set that you can craft from this is apparently now distributed to hard mode Oreha. So an interesting difference you might notice here is that hard mode Oreha is 1355. In the Korean version. So NA's got a slightly different version, and you would get a different set here. So this is the purple set. I think it gives attack speed. It basically gives like level 2 spirit absorption at 2 set bonus. You saw another hit raid here. This is Mystic. This was just a limited time event. Mystic was previously a T1 Abyss raid, but it was temporarily brought in as a normalized Abyss raid, and you just get stars. What are the stars for? It's for one of these event vendors. So you get these limited time event vendors. So I spent all the stars already, but we got all these materials. These are all roster bound as well. Yeah, a lot of things. So these events roll around very regularly on the Queen server. Coming this year, there's a vacant slot here. It's another set of Abyss Dungeons in the continent Algacia. So 2 new Abyss Dungeons coming, I think. Or maybe 3, I don't know. And here are the Legion Raids. So the Legion Raids are coming. We're getting Volton first, probably in April. 1415. 1415 is the minimum requirement. And we have multiple difficulties. We've got hard mode at 1445. Gives more gold, gives you relic crafting materials to craft the 1445 relic sets. Pretty important for later on. Of course, we've got Hell mode. Hell mode is also 1445. It's far more difficult. There's more mechanics that you have to deal with, but it's completely normalized. So you don't have to bring any gear. you're given a set of skill points, 2200 skill points. You can use all your skills, 400 skill points here. And you can even set 5 different engravings. So you don't have to buy any gear to do this. You can equip a full set that's worth 100,000 golds completely for free, just to try hell mode. So yeah, pretty interesting. I think you can even set your runes. So you can set all the runes, even if you haven't got them, you can set them. So this is like the true absolute competitive PvE modes, and it can be done completely free. You just need to be the minimum item level, which is actually not too hard to reach, not too expensive later on anyway. I think when people get to Vaulted, they're really gonna... I think people really gonna get stuck into the game. It's one of those fights that you just want to keep on doing over and over to try and perfect. I think most importantly, it's like one of the first difficult raids, and it is soloable at a point. Even if you get into Berserk mode, I've seen it many times. I've seen the in-range mode actually being soloed, and it's really difficult at the end, because he basically one-shots at the end. But if you're perfect with your movement, you can solo this guy at the end. And then there's Vicus. Vicus is the second Legion raid, a little more difficult in the sense that she's got more mechanics to deal with. Again, 1430 minimum item level, and it goes up to 1460. Also has a hell mode. When you complete hell mode, you get this nice, obvious title with a big icon next to it. It's a big chase item. You get statues in your stronghold that you can flex. The mechanics do get a lot more complex. They started adding a lot more what we call macro mechanics, where like, if the entire group doesn't succeed in a certain mechanic, it's a wipe. And you'll see what they are without spoiling it. Kakul Sadon, there's no additional difficulties for him yet besides this one. This is the practice mode rehearsal. It's just this is also a normalized mode that you can attempt far earlier, 1385. So even if you aren't at 1475, which is the minimum item level for Kakul Sadon normal, you can start practicing in this one, and you actually get these tokens which let you buy loot, roster bound loot that you can share with all your characters. I really enjoy this raid. I really do. It's also something tonight. This is a 4-man raid, by the way. It's a 4-man raid. It's a little more intimate. You don't have to find eight people. You can just go on with 4 people. Really exciting raid. And without spoiling it, yeah, great fun. And of course, Belshazzar. I love so many fights in this one. Really hard to get to though. 1490, even still, this is a difficult level to get to. People always ask, right, oh, when should I, is it too late to swap my main? When should I pick my main? I think Kakul Sadon and Belshazzar are like the 2 bosses where you should definitely be thinking about who you're maining at this point. Especially when you push the higher item levels, Belshazzar at 1520. And I think honestly, we'll probably be doing Belshazzar at the end of the year, or maybe early next year. So I think by then, that's when you kind of want to decide who you're maining, because at this point, it is a big investment. Pushing beyond 1490 is, well, it's not too bad actually, but beyond 1520 to attempt hard mode, which is 1540, this is where it gets really expensive actually. Especially me myself, I've only done up to phase 4, 1550. This is as far as I've gone. I haven't even attempted the last few phases of hard mode because it's just prohibitive. It's very expensive. Hopefully they add a catch up soon so we can do this, but attempt it at least. Oh, here's a cool thing. If you complete her in hard mode 5 times, you get a pet. You get a mini Belshazzar, so it's cute. But yeah, I love this raid. I particularly love the second one, where you go into the 1v1 room, and I love the last fight. Oh, the 4th one's pretty cool too. You fight a big cube, big pyramid boss, lots of cool telegraphs. The camera moves with you as you move around the arena. That one's cool. And the last fight, of course, really very memorable. Very long fight, but honestly, I love doing it every time. It's a great fight. So yeah, these 4 Legion raids, and on the Korean server this year, we're getting 2 more raids, Ilya Khan or Akan, and the last raid will be Carmen or Thamine, as he's called in NA. You've probably seen them in the cutscenes. You've seen Ilya Khan, he's that skeleton looking dude, and Thamine is like the guy that looks like the Lich King. So those 2 raids are probably coming this year, or yeah, I think they will be coming this year. So look out for that. Not on NA, by the way, not on NA, on the Korean server. I think we'll probably get those on NA next year. So yeah, here's something interesting. T3 didn't have a tower, which makes sense because it starts at 1490. I actually haven't done this yet. I haven't completed this, but you get a lot of like card packs, you get a lot of engraving books, and most importantly, upgrade materials. Heaps of upgrade materials if you finish this, and skill points. What else to talk about? Oh, this is a new feature as well. So this isn't on NA yet. It will be soon. I think it comes out with the Volton. So when Volton comes out, we get this thing. This is Rotor Power. I think you have to be about 1460 to complete this fully, but you can do the first couple of stages at 1325 probably. but you get a lot of materials. You get upgrade materials, silver. It's just like this long platform where you kill a lot of monsters, and at the end there's a boss. But they get harder and harder, and yeah, it's just another catch-up mechanic to give you more materials and progression. What else is there? So of course, PvP vendor's not in the game yet, but you can use your tokens to get. These are for islands, I think. Open world PvP. Just gives you a small buff. I think it's like a attack speed buff and a damage reduction buff, something like that. Whenever you get attacked by players, you get this little nice buff. Lots of upgrade materials. This is, since the tokens are roster wide, you can buy it on your alt. So easy way to catch up. Lots of materials here, all the way up to tier 3, of course. And they recently buffed this. They made it really good. So it's actually worthwhile to PvP just a little bit to maintain your rank. Yeah, everything you'd expect. What's in the last tab? Bracelets. So when you get bracelets are these things that are unlocked at 1490. They just give you a little bit of extra combat sets and a combat buff. My bracelet, when I take damage, I get this nice little attack speed buff. So yeah, there's better ones though. There's better ones than that. So that's the PvP vendor. What else is there? We'll go over here. The easier difficulties of Broshaza and Kukul Satan. Well, this is where you spend your tokens. Just more roster-bound catch-up materials, upgrade books to increase honing chance, selection card pack, really important for later on. Emotes, the emotes. Yeah, you get emotes. That's the best part about them. You get these emotes, emoji. So if you complete Broshaza enough times, you get these cute little emotes, Broshaza themed emotes. There's a lot of them like this. Also, Kukul Satan, you get this trumpet one. I think we basically covered like all the PvE content that's coming. Also, there's South Vern is coming here. So this is South Vern. This will come with the Volton release. Doing Destroy here unlocks Legion raids. If you do it just once, it unlocks Legion raids for your entire roster. And there's a Chaos dungeon here. I think this is a daily quest or weekly quest. And you get a legendary focus rune, more upgrade materials. So definitely get on this when this comes out. And up top here we have Rowen. So Rowen is another story continent. And after you complete it, you have this open world PvP map. Now they added a new PvP mode, but I haven't done it yet. I think it's 48v48. I should try that very soon to see what it's like. It's a different change of pace compared to just doing arena all day if you're a PvPer. But you do have to gear up for that, fortunately or unfortunately. So by the time Rowan comes out, you probably have these like juicy sets. So I've got multiple. This is 5 level 3 engravings and a level 2 engraving. This is 5 3s by 2. These are basically all defensive engravings. I'm just a walking tank, boys. I'm a walking tank that does no damage, but I'm there to disrupt, okay? I'm there to disrupt. And I just... max endurance and swiftness. Yeah. This wasn't that expensive to build. Actually pretty cheap. Try and get your PvP accessories kind of early on. Get them early on. Try and understand what are the good engravings for PvP, for your class anyway. And maybe you can yoink some good deals early on, especially when relic accessories come out. So definitely try and build your PvP set over time, because Rowan is coming, probably at the end of the year or start of next year. So yeah. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, guys. Please drop a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I also stream at Twitch. Check out the link below.